you know, we're trying to be a bit more nimble in the way we do things. So I think it's time that we lift the first curtain of today. So everybody, I hope you're excited because it's the debut of Recruit Clayton. I saw some people asking for invites. This is on a dev build, so you're not gonna see, you're not gonna be able to join us, unfortunately, because we're obviously on a build for Operation 3, and we're doing this remotely, so it's pretty awesome. We're super excited to have everyone here. Big shout out to all the devs that made the effort as well to make this happen. It was a pretty complex setup, so thank you.
Yeah, this is this has been big. Like we've got basically, we're kind of on a work from home protocol right now. So Liam is in the office because that's where our stream setup is. So he's kind of the center of it all. But we've got a lot of people in various locations working hard, pulling down builds, playing this. So shout out to all of the teammates. Everyone is so proud of this mode that I can't wait to show it off. Liam, that's an interesting weapon skin you've got there.
Yeah, so this is one of the new Tour of Duty weapons, because that sounded so ready, even though it was just you transitioning nicely. But it sounded like we had a script. So this is the ink weapon skin. So it's kind of themed after the Nemesis-y looking ink that you get from the ink grenades back in the day. Also themed back in the day, this is the new liquid metal skin. So this is a new look at that. You'll also see the Locust Runes one on the back. Now, the Locust Runes one, I will have weapons coming in later. But these are all Tour of Duty skins, so these are pretty exciting. Something else we want to show you just before we jump into Gridiron. This is the new Tour of Duty screen. So the new Tour of Duty screen, you'll notice, has 4 objectives. 2 of them are generic, so they can be completed in any mode versus Horde or Escape. 1 is PvE focused, and 1 is PvP focused. So before, when you might have just been rolling 3 PvE objectives and you're a PvP player, well, now you're guaranteed at least 3 objectives a day that you could totally just go play versus, boom, get stars. On top of that, stars can also be earned just by playing the game, so even outside of objectives, you'll be earning stars as you play the game. Now, you may notice that the big boy at the top of this tour series is the Armored Ronin Countess. He's our kind of top of the mountain reward. We'll give you a look at him in action a little bit later today. And one of the cool things you can actually do now is you can actually scroll through Tour just from this screen here. So you can actually go through all the content in Tour without actually having to bring up the Tour rewards
and see how many stars you need to earn to get to the next one.
Correct, yes, yeah. So you can see how many stars are between each rank. So we hope that this will make Tour a lot more visible to you and a lot more easy to discover the content you like. And also we've got some savage version of Swarm in here, which I'm very excited to show you later. But enough of that. Let's get into Gridiron, shall we?
Let's get this bitch started.
Okay.
All right.
So Gridiron, what you need to know as we're going in.
Do you want to give us the lowdown and dirty on what Gridiron is there, Mr. Liam?
It's a single life elimination objective-based mode. So just like Execution back in the day, you got 1 life, you go in, you die, you're out for the round. Yeah. There's 3 ways to win. You can eliminate the enemy team. So that means you kill all members of the enemy team. There's 1 flag on the map. It moves every single round across the center line. And if you capture it in the enemy's end zone, you will score 2 points as well, which is the same as elimination. Or if you're holding it at the end of a round, when the round timer expires after 2 minutes, you will score a possession victory, which is worth 1.
Right.
The key thing to this mode is that it has unique weapon swaps. So this mode has swaps on the map that are not like normal versus multiplayer. We've optimized the maps and the weapons we put down to make the right balance of fighting for the flag and fighting for centerline power weapons. We're making sure those initials that you love from those 1 life modes are going to pop, and you're about to see it in action right now.
Yeah. Well, and I think people, it's not a capture the flag mode the way that you think of a capture the flag mode is. For Gears fans, this is almost a more of a like, oh yeah, Liam on the beach right there.
Yeah. In about 20 years maybe, when I have some muscle strength.
No, it's a mode that's a bit different in that, like, it's not a pure capture the flag. It takes a lot of that vibe of what Execution is, but rather than having those like just janky ass stalemates, so Liam is dead already, because that was a silly push.
Yeah, but I died for the flag. I died to clean up the kill. It was a bad decision.
Yeah. So rather than taking away that or having that kind of stalematy vibe that execution can really devolve into too much. This way, people are going to move along, and it gives a reason to play, and it gives an objective by going and either doing squad wipes, which I think just happened right here. So they got the 2 points to score, and then the other one that you would get is as you see Liam coming out of spawn in the next round, somebody he's going to run over the end zone. So what you do is when you grab the flag, you want to get it to the end zone of your team. Of your opposing team. There are power weapons on the map. So what you want to do is you have to decide, do you go and throw everybody at the flag, or do you want to go and fight for power weapons at the same time? And I think that dynamic adds a little bit of variety and fun. Especially we see this mode is going to work the competitive setting. We think, and when I say competitive, I don't just mean esports. I mean competitive in terms of like high-level competitive players are going to be, we think are going to find that the simplicity of an execution style game mode, the single life game mode, is going to be forceful. So here we go. Liam is now.
I tried.
Now once
I
he gets
tried.
into the thing here,
I don't know what my smoke. I cover slipped through my smoke.
Yeah. So normally Liam would have to be alive for 5 seconds, or you have to beat the score. You have to be alive for 5 seconds inside of the end zone.
So for people saying about execution rules, just so you know, it uses the damage mitigation rules of escalation. So it's not quite like when you play King of the Hill. The further away someone is, the more damage mitigation they get from you. So up close, you can clean them up like execution, and then the further they are away, the more bullets you have to put in them to down and finish them.
And this mode isn't going to come out in ranked. I want to say that as well. We're going to look at that. Like these are things like, you know, right now we think the way the mode is designed is a lot of fun, but if we feel like execution rules in terms of downs and kills and so on and so forth is an important aspect of it, then we can always change that after the fact, or maybe run that as a special event list or what have you. So these are it's going to be ranked. Sorry, it is going to be ranked eventually.
Yes.
But it's not going to be ranked out of the gate. So, and this isn't going to be like free for all where ranked is coming and then it takes longer to get through. It is something as simple as like we expect ranked to take place probably within a couple of weeks after the season begins, and that is for us to go through and build out a skill-based population so we can get people in the ranks in an effective fashion, so that we can get people put in the right matches, so people are. So that everything's a little more consistent and stable. And then I'll just take 2 seconds and actually talk about ranked FFA. One of the reasons why it's taken so long is it's hard to manage what does a rank mean inside of FFA. Yeah. If you finished first, obviously you're going up. If you finish 7th, do you go down, do you go up? Those are some of the things that we're trying to manage with ranked. And if we're going to make it ranked, we want to make it a really, really good experience. So while I don't want to talk a ton about FFA, that's some of the context on why it hasn't happened just yet.
Okay. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Sorry, we're being pressured on this flag. So you can see we have the flag now, so even though it's a 2v1 situation, like we can just go play for this end zone. And the last guy alive is going to have to really fly at that end zone and try and stop us here, because otherwise we're just going to get this touchdown. So you can see your first touchdown here. Also, the UI team did an amazing job on that. Oh, Strang got bodied. The UI team did an amazing job. If you look at the new UI for the scoreboard and for the upper end, like there's some amazing work done here by our incredible UI team, which we're excited about. So yeah, so touchdowns, you'll see, we're going to play a variety of maps today, and you'll see how the different maps play. Some maps you'll find there's more kind of slay out moments, and then other maps you'll find there's more, other maps, sorry, I'm just trying to, oh no, we do have Dana. Sorry, you look frozen on my screen. And other maps you'll find it's more of a touchdown, where touchdowns occur more often, so.
Those weapon spawns are for this mode. We're not changing weapon spawns for other modes.
Yeah, this is just for this mode.
Yeah.
It's to make sure those center line fights you expect are great. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but like as I'm taking pop shots off cover, you'll probably notice that my shots seem to be hitting. I accidentally misrolled. my shots are hitting more consistently. That's one of the Nasher changes we made. We heard that people were like feeling like their Nasher shots off cover slips and stuff like that were feeling like they weren't hitting where they should. You should find they're a lot more kind of like hit where they expect now with some of the Nasher changes that are coming. So.
You have debased them.
Hold on, Frozen. This is not actually what you said is not accurate. I never said it was don't plan on being ranked. I said it's not going to be ranked out of the gate. Ranked is coming.
Correct.
Which I said that. So don't come and start spreading lies in the chat. That's not accurate.
Yeah.
And then we're not saying execution players, but make it a Warzone rules.
Yeah.
It is a single life mode, which is what we talked about. So before you start kind of coming in and sort of implying a bunch of things that are not accurate, it is accurate. It is a single life mode, which is basically what we've said it is. And you know, like that's not accurate. And it is going to be ranked. And I told you why it was going to be ranked and why it's not ranked out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the benefit to it not being ranked out of the gate as well is that lots of people can just go in and experience it for the first time. Like, we believe in this mode. We've been playing it a lot internally, and we're really excited about it, to be honest. We think it kind of has a mix of, like, if, for example, one of the things you might be noticing, look how punchy these rounds are, right? Like, the game plays so much quicker than execution, that what we're hoping is it's that people, whether you're an existing execution fan, or past Warzone fan, or you're a current King of the Hill player, or a TDM player, even if you like respawn modes, this is going to feel quick enough that even if you're a respawn player, you can still really enjoy this. I tend to play a mix of King of the Hill and execution at home, but generally more King. And I find it super like high-paced, snappy. Like I get in, I die, I watch some people fight, and I'm back in. Like it feels.
And then
very
I think
quick.
so. Jippery asked about how does the touchdown versus eliminated team the same point value? We actually played with having a touchdown worth more than an elimination win, but it actually slowed down the mode and made it worse, because what ended up happening is as soon as somebody got into a scenario by which they were up 4-2 or 3-1, like they would be ragging for kills or things like that, and just to keeping the pacing up, because the driving towards a touchdown and the elimination base ended up being the same. We tried playing it a different way, and it's something that just ultimately as much as we tried, we couldn't make it work. Because I get what you're saying, because intuitively you want one to be worth more than the other. It's just as we were playing it, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, so if you see there, they actually played that very well. It was a 3v2 situation. We lost dibs on the flag carrier, and the flag carrier got a touchdown behind our backs. So we actually screwed up there. I don't have audio, so I'm playing with that audio so Dana can actually hear me. So it's a little bit interesting to try and work out when a touchdown's happening. But we completely dropped the ball there. Like, two of us were focused on the wrong guy, and they managed to get a touchdown. And that's actually a big part of the mode in general, to be honest. Is that happening? I'm really bad at that position.
Has there been a lot of clutches? Yeah, I think
a lot.
So
yeah. I mean,
you're going to see a lot of clutch plays as people move through and people understand the mode more. As the team has gotten better at playing the game and mucking around with it and really understanding the strategy of it, you see some of those clutch ups a bit more. You're going to see strats in a different way, and a lot of that's going to come down to where do you go, like how the rolled up power weapons play on the field, how were you going setting up from a positioning standpoint. A lot like an escalation where you see people playing roles in terms of home hill players and things like that. You're going to see people, I think, high skilled, high level players, you're going to see scenarios by which they are, that's going to happen. So, and if you get downed, you drop the flag immediately.
Yes.
So that's an important part of
it.
So even if somebody gets downed, like how whoever was lancering into the end zone there, if that person would have gone down, the flag would have dropped, and that would have prevented the touchdown from taking place.
Correct. I saw someone ask, how do you get 1 point? 1 point's if there's a 2-minute time limit on the round. If you're holding the flag at the end of the round, you'll pick up a point if you don't score a touchdown or wipe the enemy team. Alternatively, you can, if no one's holding the flag at the end of the 2 minutes, it goes into overtime. No, they took our house. Oh no! Sorry. So if at overtime they're doing that, then what will happen is the next team to touch the flag, literally touch it, will take the point. So if it gets to that situation, you're going to want to just be the one to touch the flag, and it's just all to stop stalemating, basically, right? I'm so stupid.
And then I think the other thing that you're going to see when next week when the mode comes out is you're going to see how we've changed some of the rank modes in terms of in terms of number of modes and the way that the list is being put forward. So we expect this mode is going to be very, very popular, and we're going to keep it front and center for people to go and sample and play just as they move along. So people are asking questions about that. So.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, we're not. I mean, not communicating with my team, but if you love playing with teams, this deciding how you split your squad and what weapons you fight over on the initials is a huge thing.
Yeah.
For those of you who are aware, the drop shot is quite a kind of must-pick weapon. You may have noticed we've reduced it to 2 rounds for a drop shot in the next update with Operation, the next Operation. So even the drop shot being on the map is less of an obvious pick now than it used to be. That was a really bad push. So yeah, we've done a lot to try and kind of not only balance this mode, but also bring some more balance to the game all up, and hopefully this mode is kind of the shining star of it.
Yeah.
And congrats, we got stomped.
And then, just for people that are watching, I know that if you're watching on live.gearsofwar.com, just by virtue of kind of our home setup, I'm looking at the Twitch chat right now. So if you're asking questions on Mixer, you're not being ignored. You're just not being seen. So it's not being I'm managing with a bit of a different level here. So if you have pertinent questions, I recommend you go over to our Twitch chat and throw them into there. Hulksters is asking, are we going to fix rank so 5 stacks can find a match? We have lots of ranked improvements, or matchmaking improvements that are in the process of coming right now, around addressing the idea of match fairness, as well as getting it so people can find competitive matches in that way. Don't have a hard time frame for that, but we recognize some of those aspects that are inside of that, and we are working on that right now. What else have we got here? Lots of 5-stack questions, which I just talked about. Will there be more characters getting added with an Op 3 like the Cantus was? You never know. Does the touchdown timer reset? Oh, if you drop the flag? It does, correct, Liam?
Yes, if you drop the flag, it does, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you leave the ring. So if you're doing your fight and you roll out, then that is kind of like the decapping of a ring in King of the Hill, and you got to jump back in again. Rank should require a certain amount of hours played in pubs. Thanks, Domes. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Chris. I know it was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. Yeah, I mean, we've moved up to level 30 for people to play ranked. We hope that we feel like there's a combination of things. People are coming into rank because they want to play a certain mode, or they're just like, oh, this looks like fun. Or so this way we want to kind of make it, we want to kind of graduate their entry into ranked. We're going to keep an eye on that. If we need to adjust the level cap, then we certainly can. But we felt like 30, based on telemetry that we've got in game, made sense for kind of when people can go and play inside of that. So what's up, Steel? Steel's my homie. We play video games together all the time.
We're just sorting a lobby thing right now, so I thought I'd show you a couple things going on. So we got Coltrane in his High Buster gear. He's wearing his Thrashball stuff as well as High Buster gear. One of my favorite High Buster skins. You earn this in Tour of Duty. And there's a new Lancer execution to get in Tour of Duty. Let's have a look.
Oh, I see. Oh.
And that's one I'm using forever. So we'll get some more queued up for you whilst we're waiting. We want to make sure that we can show you some stuff. Actually, let's show you. I'm going to be switching in and out just because we're using a dev build, so we just have to be making sure that whatever we're showing you is stuff that we're actually going to ship. This is the Locust Runes weapon skin that's in there. For those of you who are like, it looks like obviously the Locust weaponry, which is a really cool effect, but there's actually a bunch of runes that are actually from the lore as well and actually say things. So if you're a lore fan, Morava has your back. So this is one of our basic weapon skin sets that you can get in the tour, which we're pretty stoked about. Okay, time to get you some more weapon skin, some weapon executions. just very quickly. There's quite a lot in this tour and to earn, quite a lot indeed, and I think you'll be surprised at some of them. There's a fast favorite we're about to show you that I think this one is probably going to be the favorite of Tour 3. So obviously we've got Keegan here and a Scion. You ready? Now when you see the camera for that in-game, it will blow your mind. One of the things we tried to do is actually make the camera work.
Oh yeah, you should do that
better.
in the next.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do
match.
it. But we actually have custom camera work going in now to really frame everything up and make it look super awesome. And hopefully we can show you that in game if I'm good enough to execute someone, and we can show you from there. Here's another one we can show you. This will actually give you your first look at one of the Savage Swarm guys. And this is another one you can earn in tour coming up called Armed and Dangerous.
Looks a little dirty to me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple more. This one is pretty cool. If Hawkbow fans out there, we got something for you. We wouldn't do you. So like I said, there's a lot of executions in this tour. We know you guys love executions and you want good ones that you can earn. So we've kind of tried to put some good stuff in here. This poor hunter, this savage hunter is going to get the surprise of its life. So that's hang time. And then I'll leave a couple of the other ones for you to discover on release day. So we just wanted to show you some of the cool executions that are going into the game with this tour. We've tried to really push it out there. Once we have the lobby back full, we'll be playing Pahanu, our new map, next, which is pretty exciting. It's made by Garrett, who you've seen on stream before. Pahanu's a very different kind of map. It's kind of an organic cover-based map. We've not really done that in Gears before. And it's a very different kind of gameplay map. And something that we really tried to do with this map is to break out of the kind of mold of maps that we've done before and do something that plays really well, obviously, but brings a new flavor to the game. And we're pretty excited about it. We're excited to see what people think of it. And we're about to show you it on Gridiron. So this is about to be your first look at Pahanu. It looks like we have everyone good to go. So yeah, I'm getting the good to go. So we're going to start loading in. Let's show you some High Buster Cole in full glory as we go in there. But yeah, it's time for Pahanu. Dana, you got any questions from the chat?
Hold on. When can we have the hammer in multiplayer? I don't see that coming anytime soon. Why not focus on multiple new maps, not old ones? So let's talk about the map question a little bit, if only because we talked about that the other day in What's Up, and essentially where we were is a lot of work was being put into tiles, and we sat down and we've heard you guys loud and clear that maps are really important to you guys. And a lot of these decisions you don't feel the impact, like decisions that are made, but you don't feel the impact down the line. So in the case of us moving away from sort of the prioritization on tiles to the prioritization on traditional maps, you guys are going to start seeing the impact of that coming down the line. Operation 3 was baked a while ago from a content standpoint, so it's hard for us to go back and do that. But we heard you guys free and clear around maps you guys want. We know that you guys want new maps. We know that you guys want classic maps. The ever popular river, Jacinto is asked for a lot, things like that. So all of those things that we want, that we know you guys want, those are coming. So we know. So anyways, let's look. So we got Pahanu here. So this takes place on the Galangi Islands, as kind of those of you who may be aware of the significance of that. There's a Santa ruin in the middle here, where in this case the flag is based. And then you're going to go, and then there's sort of multiple lanes on the left and the right there that you're going to go through. Nice shot. Oh, Liam.
What are you talking about? I almost got two. Don't put this on me.
So, but we think it's a really great map. It's very moody. I think it's unlike any other map we've seen in Gears in a while. To me, aesthetically, it's got that kind of gritty old Gears vibe to it, but it's still kind of, and it's got different cover. Where like cover now can be trees, so you can do dances and strafes around objects, not just with like wall-based cover, but with more vertical-based cover as well. You're not, so I think that to me is an interesting aspect of what that's all about.
I think for me, the big standout thing about Bahanu, and that's the most different, weirdly out of everything, is if you notice, it's got a ton of organic elevation change. Like usually in a Gears map, you've got flat and you've got stairs and you might have a ramp, right? This actually like has rolling hills that like have elevation differences. So when you have a Nasher fight on this, you're gonna have to actually adjust your shots up and down a lot less kind of linearly than you would before, where it was kind of like, oh, they're on the stairs, I aim a bit more up, right? Like if you just look at this, you can see all the little elevation changes in just how I walk. Sorry, team. So this is one of the sides here that has like a real dangerous cut through into mid. Something you can do on this map, by the way, that's kind of a new thing. I'm going to try and show it. Again, sorry, team. Just look. You can actually get a bit sneaky in foliage. So if you're trying to flank round and get behind the enemy team, this is actually something you want to use to try and keep yourself as hidden as possible, because there's so many good angles.
Liam playing, you know, like an old Fortnite bush camper right now.
No. Do not say that. I don't play Fortnite. PUBG bush camper, I'll take.
Push, oh, yeah, put that. But we think this mode I like this map because it actually plays really, really well across a variety of different modes. It works great on Gridiron. I think the end zones are positioned really, really nicely. But it's fun on Koth. It's fun on Escalation. It's just a fun map around it. Probably actually is my favorite Gears 5 map.
Strang, don't cap. Leave
I remember when it
down
was being designed a long, long time ago. So
if we get Garrett down,
it's nice to see it finally coming out.
If we get Garrett down, don't cap. Oh no! Maybe I'll get it in. There you go. You can see some of the camera work there though. You can see like the way we're like kind of following it up, and then the camera pivots down. We're trying to really lean into that for executions to make them pop. So I try to show you. And yes, it is a bigger map. It doesn't, like the actual played area in the majority of the map isn't actually that big. The spawn areas are quite big because sometimes you end up playing pretty deep into them. But the actual, if you look at the kind of center line of the map, it's pretty kind of a normal-ish size. But it has just deeper spawn locations. So
yeah,
hopefully I can.
Oh, we got Marsh is in here. He's one of the esports pros from Europe. Curious to see kind of his perspective. He says the map's huge. Blaze is in here. I'm not sure what Blaze is thinking from an esports perspective on how this map is going to kind of play out. It's interesting. I think people are going to really dig this map. I think it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's definitely something different.
Oh no, wait, I didn't see you. I apologize. Sorry.
I'm going to try and grab that Boltok purely because I want to get the cold-blooded execution in, if I can. Screw the win. Try and please the chat. Oh no, so our flag carrier, so we're in a position now, we're 2v1. We do have the flag, and thankfully oh, okay, there's a talk bar, I can't hear it. That was a surprise, nice shot, Tay. But hopefully I'll show you guys the, yeah, this map was stated as allowing for long-range shootouts. Yeah, I think one of the defining things to me is that positioning is really important on this map. So if you win your fight, using it to get shots on other teams to help dislodge those fights is pretty critical. Like I'm going to go to the cave side now. So if you look at the map here, you can see that I'm going towards the cliff, and where the talk is that kind of cavey area. That's where I'm headed to. You know, if we win this, it really helps unlock that middle altar if that's in a bit of a stalemate. So winning a fight and then using it to help your teammates is pretty critical. That was the
well, you can see here where it's going to come. Like you're going to see this is where the stalemate part of the mode is going to be gone, where you know you're going to have people collapse around end zones if they're less if they're down a man, but you still got to be aggressive, because if you just sit there and try to wait people to score the touchdown, then they may wait you guys out. So you're going to see that's where that keeping track of where your opponents are at all times to make sure that you're getting advantage of power weapons and you're getting advantage of that. And the 2-minute rounds make this game feel real fast. If it goes to like around 13 or whatever it is, where it's basically, let's say 14 to 12 or 13 to 12. takes only about 20 minutes. So
Yep.
the mode plays pretty fast,
Yep.
which we really like. We know that sweaty cough matches or old school escalation matches could take a lot longer than that. So this one we feel like is going to be, and it's fun from a scoring. It's a bit like 2v2 Nashers, where even if you're down a few touchdowns, momentum swings are really easy in this one, where you can go through and you can put on a run of something along something else. So it's quite different.
Oh, I got marked. Our team's getting destroyed. Come on, COG team. We gotta pick it up. We gotta work together better. So yeah, can we have the knee face execution for the snub? Good question. Yeah, it's a good point. We have
Blaze wishes the round timer was always on.
Oh,
that's interesting feedback. We can pass that along.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing. Like the team are super passionate about this mode and where it can go. We see a lot of potential in it for everybody, every kind of player. And one of the things the team wants to do is be out there and evolve this mode based on how people are playing it, what they liked, what they don't. Like this is something that we believe in this mode, and we don't feel like this is something we put out as a DLC drop, like like how a lot of games you see like a DLC mode drop, and it's like, oh, okay, sweet, brand new mode, and then it's kind of like, oh, on to the next one or whatever. GRIDIRON is, for us, something we really truly believe in, and we're going to keep working on and keep iterating on and commit to. So we're pretty excited to see where it goes.
Is there an Easter egg on this map?
I don't think so.
Garrett was talking about one. I don't remember if it actually made it or not.
I don't know if he got in. I got flanked big time there. That was a nice flank. You see again how there's these like clear cover positions and initials. Sorry, I'm dying so much. Like there's like these clear cover positions and initials at the start of the match, and then you see like how that one flank really like dislodged everyone. Like knowing when to move and where is really important, because if you get caught out here, you're gonna get caught out by a Lancer, you're gonna get cooked, right? If your movement isn't on point and you can't get every bullet to be like you can't bait out those bullets, you're gonna get cooked. So you have to pick your moments, and you have to pick your moves and how you use your smokes a lot on this map. But when you do, like it's super rewarding. You'll have some great Nasher battles. I'll go to the far side. I always used to call it Alter, the gate side, which is where a GL is now. And that's actually something we should touch on as well. You'll see this on a few maps. Even though we've tried to make this and worked really hard to make this really balanced off the initials, we've tried introducing a lot of weapons that are balanced but not normally seen in competitive rotations. Purely because we want to make sure that the game mode has a ton of fun in it, and that weapons that we know are really fun to use and really cool to be part of the Gears meta exist here, and it's not kind of dried out a little bit. And we'll see how it goes. We're going to be monitoring really closely. Also, that's that new marks are in action. Look how much more usable it is. Someone was saying to me, is it nerfed on the stream? Sorry, on Twitter earlier. Oh, we got a touchdown. Nice strike. Yeah, so you'll see, for example, Bunker has a salvo, but the salvo's been moved down into the kind of central bunker area. So now if you're going to use that salvo effectively, you're going to have to bring it up to the optimal position. And obviously it's a slow, hard to move weapon. So in a one life game mode, you're really taking a risk that you can get it to that position and have an impact early enough. You're not just going to earn the position and the weapon now. So we're going to do things that really like keep that fun factor in the mode, but also do it in a balanced way. And keep an eye on it. So things like the GL, for example, you wouldn't see in Escalation right now, but you will see in GRIDIRON, if it suits the map. On this map, the GL is very balanced for it because of the distances, but it's great at dislodging people from cover. I'm going to go for a risky pick. I got away with it. God. Yeah. Oh, okay, Garrett didn't push me. So yeah, we've had a lot of elimination rounds here.
Yeah.
Not a single beat.
Yeah, Blaze is like weapon locations are important to make a map great.
Exactly.
I think that like it's funny. Not funny, but it's interesting because with this mode, really getting the right weapons to sort of counterweight where the flag positioning was really important. Because the flag is obviously like a gravitational force, and it pulls all of the players to it. And what we wanted to do was to go and have meaningful power weapons kind of other parts of the map, so that there was a decision that if somebody goes and, do you go and send an entire team towards that, or like where do you go and devote your resources? Because there are implications on what all that means. So I think you're going to see that the power weapons play a really big role on how people on how these maps play out in terms of specific things.
So
See,
yeah,
there,
you
see right there, Liam's a great example of with the bull talk keeping the flag out of the end zone because that guy knew he was going to get downed if he had it. Same thing with the impact of the single life mode.
Yeah, unfortunately I got shot by someone from behind, like
Well, Liam's unfortunately playing without sound, so it's hard.
It bought my team, but it bought my team time. Like even though I didn't clean up the kill, I was able to force the fight. And Pahanu supports really deep fights into the end zones and the spawns.
Liam, you gotta do the bull talk execution. Can you just tell the other team?
I'm trying. It's hard to do on a further out map. So yeah. I know people want to see it. I'll try and do it. We'll make sure it happens by the end of the stream, even if we have to get someone to be my guinea pig.
Yeah.
Sorry, guinea pig.
I'm seeing all of you guys' comments about magnetism and aim assist and stuff like that. That's a conversation we can have. What I want to do is I actually want to have Jote and Jamie McTaggart, our weapon guy, on a stream when we get back into the studio and talk a little bit about that, where we can go and they can go into some details on what that all means. Yeah. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that a bit further. So
note to self, don't throw blind smoke when a marksman is aiming at you with the new marksman. New marksman is a lot more efficient. It's very much about hitting headshots. Like body shots are still not that impactful, but if you can hit headshots with it and control it right, you're going to find it a bit more effective than it was. The way I do it is I'm like body, head. Is the way I do it. I treat it almost like a Halo BR, but it's a lot more effective now. It's not. We've tried to make sure it's not back to where it was, obviously, which is why the change is different and the approach we've taken with it is different. Smaller clip size, higher rate of fire, lower damage in general. So it shouldn't go back to where it was for the people who are really talented with it, but it should be effective again and something you actually want to pick up because we kind of pushed it too far back in some ways, and it kind of became something that people weren't really kind of fighting for.
Yeah, Mahoney. So Johnny Coggear, which we're doing in partnership with Gamers Outreach, that got moved out to early Op 3. So we'll let you know exactly when that's coming, but it's not going to be next Tuesday, but it'll be shortly thereafter that. So so stay tuned for that. But we know that people are excited about that character. Liam, you'll play as Mira on the next.
I'm
train running now. We'll do Mira on the next map.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't finish him, Strang. Don't do it. Oh, you just denied the stream! Strang just denied the stream.
It must be done.
Oh, Strang. Hold on. I like that.
You almost got it.
Are we going to talk about random poly? We'll talk about Horde stuff. We have a PvE blog coming out tomorrow that's going to go through all of the updates and tuning changes to Horde. So what we can do is we're going to go through all that. We'll talk about that tomorrow on our blog post. Answer questions on Twitter as we normally do, as well as on Reddit and the forums where Liam is ever present. And then we can go through some of the PvE stuff on a more next week when we if we can go and do this stream again. I think I'd like to try it again. We'll see, depending on how Liam and I can make this work. It'll be easier next week, given that we won't have to coordinate. It'll be out in the wild, so we can play new modes and stuff like that.
Someone was asking what happens to stars when we complete tour. It's not something we've addressed yet. It's something we want to get to is talk about like what happens to people who complete tour and are still earning stars. But our priority for this operation was to introduce the kind of stars as you play, and also the objective changes that we think will be a lot more impactful for everybody. And then when we, for the people who complete tour, those are the people that we want to look at next. So it's something we're going to get to Same as re-up rewards. Like, we know re-up rewards are something you want us to go back and relook at, and we know aren't good enough. And that's something we are planning to get to. It's just that right now we want to make sure more people got more content out for playing the way they want to play, rather than, you know, potentially having to play modes they're not as interested in.
Yeah. Summons. This map is called Pahanu. It's the new one for being introduced next week in Op 3. What have we got? Are there any more gilded characters in the tour?
Not
Embry
this one, no.
Star, you know the rules. I can't talk about things in the future that aren't announced.
Well, we can talk about
come
the
on,
tour.
man. Come on.
Well, we can talk about the tour. There's no gilded ones.
Well, yeah. Well, we've already shown everything, so he's asking questions that he should know the answer to,
Right.
or he's trying to bait me into saying something that is.
It's a 1v5 situation, guys. I got this. It's all good. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. I had him. Oh, there's two. Come on, you guys are throwing this. This is a throw. This is a throw. This is not actually happening. This is not happening. It's like, this is a throw. They missed easy shots at me. They're trying to give me the false hope that I can keep us in the fight. Oh god.
Yeah, staged, exactly. They're trying to make Liam look good. It takes an entire team throwing the match to make Liam look good. That's what's required.
I misrolled.
Get the bull talking, do the execution if they're gonna throw it.
I'm not trying to throw it. I'm trying to win it. Oh!
No.
I saw the Garrett flag.
Tacos. Believe in your skill, Liam. Paid actors, exactly.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna get the possession win in 6 seconds. No! Is that a risk? I don't know if they threw that on purpose, but that somehow was a 1v5. I'm pretty sure that was thrown for me. Hashtag scripted.
Yes. That can't happen. It can't happen.
That must have been thrown.
Like,
I don't trust them. They didn't do that.
Liam's only clutch ever.
Oi, I've had plenty of clutches. That's unfair.
There you go. You can see an example of what happens if you finish with only one.
That's a possession victory.
With just the possession of it. And again, for us, that was like, I think we got, I know that I personally have been pitched 100 zillion different ways of how people can make execution work. And I think for me, this is a good example of, it's not just about adding like venom to force people to the middle, or putting a boom shot in the middle to fight over, or something along those lines. That this is a meaningful way to kind of to go and not just change execution, but really add make a mode that feels really good. And we like it because when we were testing it inside the studio, there are people that work in the studio that are not high-skilled Gears players, and they were having as much fun with the game as the high-skilled people. So it's great.
Okay, I'm just instructing the teams to switch. By the way, that's actually Jim playing, not Strang. He wants that to be known because he would never deny the stream.
Oh.
he had to swap out. So yeah, so we're gonna swap teams. I'm just gonna switch this. Okay, so this is one of the new boys, the Savage Swarm drone. One of the things we thought would be cool is actually to take themes and ideas around kind of like past Locust looks and see what it would look like if we applied it to the Swarm. And one of the ones that really stood out when we tried this was kind of savaging the Swarm and giving them kind of a savage look. So there's a couple in tour. There's the Swarm drone and the Swarm Hunter. So they look really cool. But I'm just going to transition for a second, because I don't know which one you want me to play as, right? Right?
Come on, Mira. Come on, Liam.
Okay.
Don't be such a jerk.
And it's Mira.
Don't deny the people.
There
Give the
she
people what
is.
they want.
One of the things I think is really worth calling about Mira, if you haven't noticed already, is we completely reworked her face. So in Gears 4, she had shades of Anya. I think we can all agree. And she didn't have a unique enough face back then. And so we've gone back and tried to make sure that we
She wasn't
Mira.
Anya. I just want to say this. We did, because you and I we were on Team Community when that came out, and we went down and we were like, how did you guys do this? Why did you do this to us? And they actually pulled apart the model and showed us how they were different. But with the helmet, it definitely looked very, very
Yeah, so
similar.
we made sure to go back and make sure it looked like Mirror as you expected, and so like you know the kind of shades of that she looked before are there. Also, one thing before we get started on our next map as well, just another little something something.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just having to do this. The next map we're playing is All Father's Arena, I believe.
This one's
just
fun
confirm with
for
me,
Gridiron. I know that like we really like this one. This one, it works. It's a nice counterpoint to Pahanu because it's so bright and visible. And Gridiron is great because you've got the end zones kind of on an elevated perch up at the back there, so you kind of get a lot of with the big lanes. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so this is the top of tour award. You'll need the Cantus unlocked to use him, because he's a skin for the Cantus, but this is the Armored Ronin Cantus. This is a literal like look at the new model that you can be rocking if you can reach it all the way to General in this Tour of Duty. We're pretty stoked about this guy. We wanted to do something really unique. The Blood Red Speaker was kind of like our first attempt. We kind of pivoted and tried to do something a bit more kind of standout-ish. And it was kind of what we could do in the time. This is what happens when we put in the time. And we go in knowing we want to have something cool at the top of tour. So, and making sure that it's like not just cool at the top of tour, but it's super unique. So
and I think for us is like if you and tour is very much meant to be I was there then.
Yeah.
And we want these end of tour characters to be to use Fortnite as an example, that John Wick of like that character of like that aspirational of this is that character that not everybody's going to have, that you want to show that if you got it, you work to get it, that there's a little bit of peacocking involved, a little bit of bragging of like, I played the game and I fucking kicked ass in this game. And we wanted the Cantus, the Ronin Cantus to play that role. So I think it's really cool. I can't wait to rock it.
Speaking of cool, this is the other skin we wanted to show you. This is the Theron skin. So Theron is a new character coming in to this operation, and Collector's Palace Guard is up for grabs in this Tour of Duty to earn. So instead of giving you the kind of standard gold treatment, we wanted to do something again that was a bit more unique. And so we went for a red and gold theme and kind of flipped it to give you kind of the shades of Theron and shades of Palace Guard all in one. So this is the other bad boy that you can earn.
Dude, I feel like this guy's gonna he's gonna be the Gears 5 thick boy.
Yeah.
Whereas Srak was the thick boy in Gears 4. I feel like he's the new thick boy we got coming on. So.
Okay, we're gonna get started. We're gonna roll into All Father's Arena on Gridiron. Just as a reminder, if you didn't see, we have two 2v2 maps that come in this operation. We have Annex, which is a tile-based 2v2 map. And then we have All Father's Arena as a 2v2 map. And what it does is firstly, we've relit it. It's at nighttime. I know the meme, but it looks cool, trust us. And it's its own formation. And then what we've got is in the middle is the three kind of tiles that can switch. So basically, you're going to have three different fights like you would in All Father's Arena in that kind of one focused thing. So if you're a big 2v2 player, we actually have a ton of people who play 2v2. We're now going to have 4 maps to choose from, which we're pretty excited about.
I like Otto, where the boys are thick. Thanks, Otto. Gears, where the boys are thick.
Oh, someone mentioned Cyclops Eye. We have got the eye beam back. I need to check if it's in this operation or if it's in the next TU. But the eye beam is back, everybody. So if you picked up the Cyclops skin, we made sure to get that in for you. It's something that we wanted to make sure we did for people who picked that skin up. This fight is going to get hairy. Have we got any more questions, Dana?
No, a lot of people drooling over the various weapon skins is kind of what we've got right now. Is it possible to keep medals out of rank? I think the reason why we get so many quitters and bad lobbies is because you have completionists trying to get the medals for the tour. That's an interesting question, and I think seeing some of that. Look at some of the way that we've rejigged some of the medals now. We feel like the work we put into ranked. We feel like the way that we've adjusted having rolling quick plays for TDM and Koth help that. We feel like there's going to be Mac. That you're going to see hopefully that will make a difference. This is an example of how that camera angle has changed.
Yeah.
In terms of it's not just a traditional one, so I think it's great. We also are looking at that community service aspect for quitters as well. That's requiring a bit of design work because it's a big feature that we want to roll out. So stay tuned for more information on that. Hopefully we'll have an update on when that's coming. That won't be in for the beginning of Op 3, but I don't have a time frame when that's coming, but it is something that we're working towards.
For some reason, Dana is infinitely resizing downwards. I'm seeing it. I'm going to try and fix it. I have no idea what's going on.
What's going on?
Your video stream is infinitely downsizing.
Oh my God, I'm disappearing.
Yeah,
oh
I know,
well.
it's weird.
That happens. I'm like a Lilliputian. So
yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Gulliver's Travels reference for all of the literary nerds in the crowd. I like that Noxious Nicholas, also known as my secondary burner Twitter account, is in the chat. Just to prove that I'm not that person. Oh, I'm back. I'm normal size again.
Yeah,
if you can't even stay
Chippery, he knows my Gulliver Travels reference. There we go. Ryan's the burner. I need Dom back. Oh, I know. So many skins people want. So many requests. A lot of questions around rank rewards. Liam, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about more of those soon. We'll be doing like an end of season rollout for this season. There's some stuff the team are settling on that needs to be settled on pretty quick here, so hopefully we'll have something to talk about on that front pretty quickly, but I don't have a firm answer today. So.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys are going to see is you're going to see a whole bunch of adjustments and tweaks coming over the coming weeks and months, whether it's from just announcements on things that we're working on or changes that are being put into the game. And rank rewards is going to fall under that of something that we know are important, and we just want to kind of make them happen in a way that feels satisfying and consistent for you guys.
So I was saying, sorry. Someone asked if you step into the touchdown zone, does it block them capturing? No, you have to down them a minimum.
Yeah, it's not like it's a King of the Hill ring.
Yeah, you can't like
just being in there is not enough. You have to kill them. Yeah, or down them, I should say. Any comic-based characters coming? I'm just gonna answer that question by saying you know the rules.
Do you want Delivery Driver Mac back by popular demand? He's a comic character.
What's that?
I said, I was just making a joke about Delivery Driver Mac.
Yeah, Mac's a comic book character. Well, oh, here you go.
No, that's not
a little character by the name of Ukon will be coming to Gears Tactics. So, which is going to be coming out in a month, well, a little more than a month. So, hopefully, if you got the if the comics appeal to you, try out Ukon. I know that Liam, you've been playing a bit of Tactics lately and have been enjoying it thoroughly, I believe.
I'm just gonna nod. It's not time to say anything. I can just nod.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tactics is coming, and there's going to be some more information coming on Tactics very soon, and by soon I mean tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for tomorrow as with some new Tactics stuff that's going to be out in the world. So pay attention.
Oh, that nasty hammer burst in Leo.
What's happening with the TCA? This is the straight up truth. It is something that is important. However, with a lot of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, I just haven't had a chance to sit down. Whether it's from basically going into Mexico and then coming out of Mexico,
got big, Dana.
having what's that?
Sorry, you just got really big.
Now I'm getting huge. I'm going
happened.
the other way from the Lilliputians. I'm going to the I forget what they're called. No, the TCA you're going to see more news coming in a little while. Basically, between the Mexico City Open, having to manage some stuff internally, which I can't talk about just yet, as well as then the work from home. It's just something that is important, but it is not. It is kind of just. It's not at the top of the list, and it should be, but it's just not there right now. So.
By the way, if you notice, there's a long period of time if the flag carrier gets one. That was an incredible boom, by the way, Junior. Nice job. See, look at our boom. It works properly now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jim almost clutched. Oh, what's he doing? All right, he's just doing the punch.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really cool about this mode as well, actually, by the way, is that when you have the last guy down, it brings back that kind of show off with an execution sort of vibe to it. So you can kind of let them know, like, you like won the round and you can actually like take the time to execute them, which is pretty sweet. It's nice to have that kind of back in gears in a mode for sure.
Yeah. Somebody asked.
Boom was fixed in the last TU, Neon. That's why.
Vora, who I'm assuming is former coach of La Familia, who just picked up a new org, but I don't remember who got them. They patch notes inside of the game. That's a lot there in the game. We don't have a way to in our message of the day to show all the patch notes, but we do put a link with the message of the day to the post that has the patch notes.
I was trying to down him.
VQ, thanks, Jackal.
I didn't want to jib him. I literally let myself die there because I didn't want to jib him because I went for the melee. Because I want to get you that Boltog execution, guys. I want to get you it.
Is there ever a possibility of implementing a surrender system to rank? You know, we've actually talked about that. That's something that we know. I personally can know what it's like to be on the end of a match where you're feeling a little outgunned, a little outmanned at times, and we want to. We are looking at it at doing it, and you know, there's tricks on what is it? Is it all team members need to vote? Is it majority rules? Is that something that can get exploited? We have to be careful about, because if we're talking about quitters, if people are going and just getting into a match because they have to finish to do one particular challenge, and all of a sudden people start looking at doing surrenders. So it's just we want to make sure that if we're going to roll a design out with that way, we really do it and make it so that it is.
There you go, everybody.
What's this?
So good. Sorry, we got it in.
You have it? Oh, here we go.
Thank you, TC Devs.
Oh, dirty. Dirty.
Yeah, thanks, TC Devs. See so that's what we meant about the camera work. Like, we're trying to throw that more into our executions to really make them pop now. So.
If I don't see that on the battlefield all the time, you guys are failures.
Now I don't have to run for Boltok every time.
Yeah, Boltok I feel like has like the best executions in this game. It's got the 6-shooter one on blowing all the arms off. It's got that one. Like it is. I suck with it, but I pick it up just so I can go and do the executions. Tyrus, our LATAM community manager, he is phenomenal with the Boltok. He's amazing.
You want to see someone who's terrible with incense though? Watch me play with incense. It's like.
Oh, I am the nade whisperer, man. I got the nades down pat. Is that Liam, I forget, is that execution in the tour rewards?
Yes, everything we're showing today is tour.
Yeah, everything is the tour rewards. So everything that you're gonna see that we're showing off today is earnable. So.
Oh, I missed. Oh! This is the second clutch of the day. Come on, come on. They're feeding me. This has got to be feeding.
Yeah. Yes. I'm
not
drowsy.
this good.
The Marksa, can you buff it? The Marksa has been buffed. If you read it, it's interesting because parts of it have gotten stronger and parts of it have gotten. I think we've actually really balanced out the Marksa quite a bit.
Yeah, the Marksa. I'm a big Marksa fan, and I wasn't a fan of where we took it, to be honest, as like from a personal standpoint. I didn't use it as much, and I do use this one a lot more in playtest. A lot more. Great stuff. And that's the thing, is like the clutch modes in this mode really, like, I couldn't help but laugh and like put my hands up at that point, right? Like it's just, there's a rush on single life that you just get where when you got that kill, it's not like escalation where they're just going to keep coming out and you're just kind of just trying to fight. There's a different vibe to it, and you know, Escalation has its own great clutch moments, but like those single life clutch moments are like,
Yeah.
you know, back to 2006 style. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Nice to have back.
Any plans to add anti-aliasing options to the PC? Currently, there's a strong motion blur that you can't turn off. I don't. I saw you've asked that a few times. Sorry. I don't know off the top of my head. Liam, do you know anything about anti-aliasing? I want to say no, but I'm not. I don't. I can't. I wouldn't swear in a stack of Bibles.
Oh God, I'm
Liam?
being sniped.
Did you hear what I said, Liam?
Yeah. Yeah. I said. Yeah, I said I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not sure either. Sorry. Okay.
No.
Is this esports ready? You know what? We believe it's got a competitive future to it. It's not going to be in the esports rotation this quarter. However, we can't wait for our pro teams to play it and tell us what they think about it. We believe that it's very competitive, and we think it's something that you're going to go and see. I personally love it a lot because, you know, to me, escalation can be a little complicated for a new viewer, whereas I feel like this mode you can pick up and watch and immediately understand what is the rule set. You don't need to understand weapon drop or like weapon strategies or a number of lives and things like that. So
yeah,
I think this would be I think this would work really well. But who knows? We definitely want to have the pros play it and come back and tell us what they think.
Yeah, I think the key thing as well is that like we made this mode to be a great mode, but like first, right? And like we definitely see its potential there, but we want this to be something everyone can enjoy. We didn't make it as, you know, we want this to be something that's only enjoyable at a pro level or something. This is going to be like,
and we think that's important because we think if it's enjoyable for the the low skill players and the high skill players, then that's actually then we've got a great mode for everyone, and we think we've got that, and that's the important part.
I hit an incend. Everyone in the in this lobby right now is probably shocked that I hit an incend. Like seriously, if you see me with incends in playtest, I miss ones where like people are standing still. I can't use them. They're like my weak point in my repertoire.
Yeah.
So paid actors are great to make it look like a can incends. So, all right, we're gonna get onto another map. This will be our last of the day.
Yeah, last one.
And we're gonna switch over to Bunker.
Uyu Octus. They're trying to get you on the Uyu's team there, Liam. They're gonna drop Gilbert for you. I'm calling it first.
I wouldn't allow that to happen. God bless Gilbert. All right. And I would never do that to UIU. It'd be so unfair. Chat, this is your chance to tell us. What do you want to see? Do you want
a lot of canals? I'm seeing canals.
Well, people want to see canals rather than Bunker? Bunker has a really interesting way of playing on Gridiron, which is why we were going to play it.
I see nothing but the word canals. I don't see what and river. You can either play canals or river, Lee. Take your pick.
Well, considering river doesn't exist for us.
Oh wait, I see a bunker. The dad bod god wants bunker.
Okay, we're gonna do canals. So question chat. I wasn't gonna ask you what map, but you've got control of it now, so you can have canals. Canals is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Do you want us to play as the armored Ronin Cantus?
Yes.
The Savage Swarm Drone, the Savage Swarm Hunter, or just the straight up Theron? Your pick. The one I see the most of in the next minute wins.
Thick boy. I see a lot of Cantuses. Cantus, Hunter, Theron, Cantus, Theron, Ronin, Cantus.
I think
it looks like the Cantus has it 60-40.
Yeah, okay. Cantus it is. We're going in. Let's do this.
Oh, some late votes for the Theron.
Right,
and one person voting for the Hammer of Dawn.
Now, what I
really
don't know
if they understand how this game works.
This mode, for me, has been really exciting for the team. Like, team support, a lot of passion and playtesting. It's been in playtesting for a long time. A lot of playtesting. What I think, for me, was one of the most special moments playtesting Gridiron was when we fired it up on Canals. And I was playing a single life mode on Canals and having these amazing new moments with a single life mode. Where like I went like top side and I hid behind a pillar and everyone ran past me and I touched the flag down below and got past them. Like it's it's like got those, because you're playing a single life mode on it especially, it's got those like old moments that you remember and those fights that you love from a single life mode, and then you know it's got some new ones with the with Gridiron, so I'm pretty excited. Look how good he looks
Oh.
from behind as well. He's so good. Love the skin. I can't wait to earn him.
Canals. I love this. This is actually one of my like low-key fave Gears maps.
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, you can see like, even though Junior went down there, for people who are concerned about the rules, like, something to really remember is that damage mitigation has a huge impact. So even though I was putting shots on that guy when he was down, I still couldn't finish him, right? And I was hitting my shots. It's just simply, oh, I got him down. It's simply that the damage mitigation, the further away he is when he's PB&O, the more bullets it's going to take to kill him. So, oh God, this is going to be a fight.
Liam, is the scoreboard going to be changed in all modes? I meant to look that up before. I can't remember if that's
So if you mean if you mean this scoreboard, this is
Yes.
a Gridiron kind of exclusive thing right now. I don't know the UI's team. There are some UI Tays on the UI team in here, so he might jump into our chat that we've got going and let me know. The overall scoreboard, like this one, when I hit the back button, that's coming to everything, and that's in this operation.
There you go. Is this core competitive tuning? This is core tuning. So this is the tuning you would get inside of aim assist, or with aim assisted, was what you would have with inside of King of the Hill and such. Yeah. Why was Gary's voice in the trailer? That wasn't Gary's voice.
Yeah,
that was just
everyone
a
thought it was.
voice actor that we used. So. Any possible tuning of tuning? We can have a weapon tuning conversation at another time. I don't feel informed enough to, other than to say, hey, thank you, and we'll pass that along. But I don't have enough information to speak to you. Jamie McTaggart is our weapons designer, and he is the best person to speak knowledgeably around what that's all about. So I don't want to speak for him, but we definitely can have conversations with him and passing along your guys' feedback.
By the way, did anyone notice the light catching on that liquid metal skin? How cool is that? Like the light from the flag, it's like giving it a red tint. Super cool.
Oh, Liam, do you want to talk about the ally levels, about some of the changes that are coming for that?
Yeah, so they haven't got out quite yet because we have to fix a UI bug that came in when we did it. But I'll mention the current plan, and we're probably going to do kind of a half deployment until the bug's fixed in the TU. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the requirements pretty significantly for allies. And then one of the other things we're going to do is to make the achievement more achievable is we're going to actually probably add an extra 5 levels and bring all of them down. So level 10 would be where level 5 is now, today.
Yeah.
So the idea we're being is that getting level 5 would be way easier. So if you're an achievement hunter, you can get it way quicker. You don't have to, you know, put yourself through as much pain. And then if you're not an achievement hunter and you're just going for allies levels, you'll have more incremental gains, and the curve won't be as harsh on you, basically, for your XP gains. It's gonna. Yeah.
The totems. We're gonna talk. We've adjusted the totem earning system. So we spoke about this earlier. The intention with was to take around an average of 10 hours to earn a character. We saw that was unfortunately a little higher than we expected for let's say on Operation 2 as an example with those characters. So we've adjusted the requirements for a person to go and earn a character with this operation. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to look at kind of the overall time that it takes for someone to do that, and stay tuned. So that's kind of where we are. So there we go. Oh, Tech Air. Since the campaign is so huge, why can't you make maps from it? You keep asking this question. So. A map is not just a map. Like there's a lot that goes into to think about. We are inspired by the campaign. So Vaskar is a good example of what was inspired by a level inside of. Icebound was inspired by Riftworm Village and stuff like that. But you got to go and we have to build like for maps. You have to think about lanes and choke points and weapon placements, and how do they work for Horde? How do they work for PvP? Where do you go and think about King of the Hill hill placements or escalation hill placements? In the case now with Gridiron, where do you go and put the flag? What does the center line look like? So even though the campaign is large, it's not just something as simple as going, hey, let's take. We really like the satellite level. Where they were having to go through all the and manage all that, and let's just plunk that into and make a versus map out of that. It's not as easy as something like that. Is there an Operation 3 bundle? There will be a bundle. Stay tuned for details around it.
Actually, staying
who play test your modes? Why not get the pros? Depending on what the modes are, we have incorporated with the pros in the past. We have several pros on staff. Both Strang and Jim Bob are former high competitive players. Jim Bob, I believe, if you go by the ranking, is the #3 ranked player in terms of King of the Hill in the world.
He was execution #1.
So these guys understand that we have some high competitive players on the team. So we do get them. We do get that, but we also want to make sure that maps are fun for players of all levels, or modes are fun for all levels, and that's why we really like Gridiron, because the feedback we got, not from just like the people that are playing today, we kind of run our we do multiplayer tests 3 times a week, and most of the people that are in the lobby right now are people that are participating in that, and they're high skill. We do play tests with people of all skills through the studio, and we even do external play testing to get feedback from a variety of players, because we want to make sure a mode, maps, and all that works for all types of players. Okay. Is there any update on the control scheme that splits rolling and running off the same button? Oh, I know that was something that Node was teasing about before. There was an email thread that I don't remember the top of my head of what that was all about.
Last I've seen, it's not in Operation 3.
Sorry?
Last I saw, it's not in Operation 3 right now.
Yeah, it got moved out.
Yeah.
Okay. iCrail FFA ranked. We talked about that before, and there's a couple of things inside of that for FFA to be a really good ranked experience that we're just trying to nail down in terms of a way that is intuitive. So why somebody ranks up versus ranks down. Our UI doesn't show KD in a really efficient way. If we wanted to make it KD, if it's just placement inside of a match, well, that becomes tricky, because what is a person who finished 7th? Does that person go up? Does that person go down? There's a lot of variables inside of that. Our system, our team-based rank system, rewards the win as well as the individual performance, whereas obviously that doesn't work as well in ranked or in FFA. So it's something that we would like to do, but we want to make sure that we do it right before we just throw ranked out there in an FFA mode. FFA should just be MMR ranked. That's something, we talked about that. But again, it's not just how you do the rank, because I think we could make it ranked really easily. But how do we tell the player what the ranked experience is? How do we go and tell that story? That's the hard part.
You live or die as one, my children. Coordinate and conquer.
We should probably talk about the totem, the new totem XP
I did mention that.
Right?
I did mention that
we
made it easier. I didn't get into the specifics of any of them. I did talk about how it's easier, how the number of hours to earn a character is more aligned with what our intention was. So it should be around 10 hours for an average player to earn a.
And that was after the XP balancing pass we did, right?
Yes.
That's a huge thing. Yeah. So
yeah.
There's more. There's more for people.
So yeah, I mean, Embry, see the details. I know that you're not shy to give your feedback, so feel free to let us know what it's like once you guys have played it and have a look at it. I would say that, like today we got a lot of armchair feedback around our patch notes. I haven't played it yet, but this looks, as much as I like the gut reaction from people, but I definitely want to know what your playing experience as much as what does the written experience look like. So that's all.
If you can't even stay alive, how can we ever hope to succeed in this fight?
Oh, Hustlerette's in the chat. What's up, Emily? How are you?
He was saying about Masters rewards. It will still be Master level skins. We'll make sure we cover this. we need to lock it down as a team. Frankly, like we need to get you guys an answer, and we know it. So we'll talk as a team. We'll make that a priority coming out of the stream to get some info for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the M-bar. See, look, an M-bar on Canals. I saw someone saying, why does Canals look so good on Gears 5? When we bring maps over, there is work that goes into them.
Yeah, this isn't just like we didn't just copy and paste it from kind of a previous game into this one. We do art passes, we do we do work on it. It's not as much work as making a new map, but because we've already done a lot of the cover work and a lot of like the non-arted part of it all. But we go do a whole new lighting work and up-res the art, and we do a lot of work on it. It's not just something as simple as like, oh, it was in Gears 4, we copied and pasted.
But also the lighting and the effects and everything like that are leveraging the tech that Gears 5 uses. So in general, you're going to see a lot of the benefits of that, which is why Canals probably looks particularly good, because it's got a lot of kind of like moody lighting, and it's kind of like a contrast between light and dark a lot more. So. Yeah, Forge kind of looks the same though. Yeah, that's more because of the palette and more because of the lighting, right? On certain maps, you'll notice it more than others, essentially. So, all of them benefit from upgrades to texture, so we're able to really push the texture of detail. Oh god, that was a terrible jump in. Yeah, I knew that was going to get me killed. So yeah. Oh, some things I should talk about that I think are going to get people quite excited. It's a small thing, but it's the little things, right? We've added music to certain parts of the game. So when you're waiting to validate a match, there's now 1 of 2 music tracks you can play. So it's a little less kind of dead. And then you probably notice like when kind of the game ends, the victory, there's music there. We also have it on Horde as well, now as well at certain key moments. So we've tried to kind of bring back some of that kind of like spirit and mood of the old games. And so there's some kind of music back into multiplayer now. You know, FFA was kind of our first dabble in that as well, especially with the kind of like music as it wraps up near the end, and we've tried to put it in more places where it makes sense. So I'm saying show the tour of duty. We showed it earlier. I can end the stream with it again though. Ooh, the run through. Something that's really interesting, by the way, is one of the big things about this mode is like knowing when to go for flag grabs. And sometimes what you'll see is like all these really intricate setups coming around, and everyone's like trying to be really smart and tactical and secure the weapon and the flag. And then some guy just like picks their moment and like runs through, grabs the flag and gets out, and then the whole map just changes and everyone's having to scramble. It's like one of my favorite moments in GRIDIRON, when someone just like picks that sneaky moment to when everyone's like distracted and focused on other things. So you kind of saw someone try it there and fail because everyone was laser focused on that bridge.
Yeah. Oh, someone was asking about how long it takes to make a mode like this. We've been working on this mode for, months and months. I'm trying to think of because I mean, there's the concept of it, but when we actually started like playing it and testing it was a while back. These things, you know, people like will concept it and someone pitches an idea, and then we go through and we work on like what makes sense. Does it pass the kind of like test of like, yeah, that sounds like it would be fun, and then we go into a concept and see if it works, and then if the concept works, then we go through and we play it, and then once we kind of feel like, yeah, the mode's fun, and then there's a lot of like experimentation around, like there was a lot of discussion around where the end zones are meant to be placed. How long does it take to score a touchdown? There, you know, like kind of how long is somebody down for? Like there's lots and lots of like just kind of, there's the mode, just the mode concept, and then there's a lot of deep dives on how to like nuance it and make it more fun. So I don't know off the top of my head of how long it kind of works, but there you go.
Yeah, something I was seeing someone was saying is, sorry, I'm just trying to get this question back. I just had to talk to our team. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed.
Split Screen is being removed from rank play. Merv Pumpkinhead, we announced that last week.
Will your ally level convert to how much time you've put into getting level 5, or will it just stay at 5 out of 10 when change comes? It will push you to wherever you should be based on the new XP curve. If you imagine that level 5 now is what level 10 will be, you're just going to jump to level 10. So you're going to stay at max. And I think the XP multiplier is a little higher. I think it's 14% per person or something like that now. So, yeah. There was a question I wanted to answer. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the question I wanted to answer. Hopefully I'll see it again. Sorry.
The people asking about showing the ranks instead of the levels. We've answered this a bunch before. The way that our ranking system works is there's a grind element to it. So what a person's rank is doesn't necessarily reflect what their skill is. So Liam is like a high Onyx diamond player.
I'm a diamond too these days. Thank you.
No, depending on kind of like how he's feeling.
Yeah,
and how much,
today
and
I
how
was
much,
definitely an Onyx
and how much the game
diamond
he's
level
playing.
clutches.
And however, when the season starts next week, Liam will probably be set at a high silver player because our ranking system is designed to kind of make you feel progress as you're moving up inside of the ranks. So, but what we try to do our best to do is we know what Liam's skill is we try to put Liam in skill balance matches based at a team level. So seeing someone like Liam as a silver doesn't necessarily indicate that he is a silver skilled player. So that's kind of that's just the way it is right now. As we're looking at changing our ranking system, is that going to change? Can't say right now, but I know that we want people to have an understanding of what you're doing inside of your rank does indicate kind of the level you are, where you are in your journey, and what you need to do to move up, and what you need, like why you move down. So I think for us, that's an important aspect of understanding how ranks work, is having an increasing the amount of transparency that goes inside of ranked. And you're going to see that as we start, as we redesign what our rank system looks like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think.
Well, I'll show a couple more things before we go.
Okay. Do you want to show off the Cyclops with the laser eye?
I can do. I'm just checking something. Yeah, we can show this. Okay. Okay. You ready? You ready for some good times? All right, stream.
I was born ready.
You want a new M-bar execution? Also in Tor G.
Oh.
Such a good one.
I like this. The thing about I suck with the M bar, so I never use it. So that's an execution. As much as I like it, I will never ever use it.
And then we also have a new breaker one in Tor as well, actually, that we'll give you a quick look at as well. Let me just check. Yeah, ready? So here we go. We call that Scarecrow. So that's another one. What else have we got from Tor that we should show? Yeah, I mean, some people were saying they want to see the rewards again, so I'll just flip through it quickly again for everybody. Yeah. So as I said, this is the new screen for kind of Tor, and you can see that the you can kind of like see your Tor medal completion. We've got 70 now. And we've got the stars that we talked about as well, and that you can browse from here, just using your right stick. So you can just fire through everything. But you can still go into this menu. So you can still go, I will go slower so people can see. So you've got your Savage Elite Hunter, some helmetless cog gears. Those are actually surprisingly popular from Gears 4, so we kind of like redid them and brought them back up. We've got some of the blood sprays are actually some of my favorite stuff.
That grub killer one I think is going to be super popular.
Yeah. For people who want to document this and get it on Reddit, I know you're going to be doing it, so this is sweet. I love the greater than blood spray. As you see, we made sure Recruit Clayton wasn't too far up, so if you're a big Recruit Clayton fan, but the idea of beating Tor is too much for you, because obviously it's a lot to do, we've tried to make sure that it's not too far in, so it should be pretty achievable for you. You can see you get pretty good drops pretty often. Lieutenant Phoenix is back, another popular one from the last game that based on our usage numbers. Silent Skull, which is like a skull doing this. More Locust Runes. The Scarecrow one we just showed. DB and Street Bed. The Duke, if you're a fan of the original Xbox controller. There's a Theron.
I still have a Duke in my house, you know.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then you get up to Armored Running Counters. So we've tried to do a better distribution of content. and we've tried to put a lot more of the stuff closer in to the bottom. So kind of the, there's a few things like Collector's Palace Guard, Do You Even Lift, and Armored Ronin at the top that are really kind of the big showcase pieces. But for everyone else, you're going to get plenty of content, even if you only get, say, halfway through content. So, and also you have your medals, give you a little preview of the medals. But obviously, we've got executions and stuff in here that you'll be able to pick up. And you can see we've got a bunch of different medals, and we've kind of taken those learnings from last time and applied them here. So you'll see here, for example, with the escape ones, you can get the Niles, some Niles weapon skins that were not ever released in the store from that set. So if you are a complete set chaser and you didn't pick up those Niles skins, you can get some of them. But it won't be like, oh, if you don't go play escape, you're not going to be able to complete your Niles set sort of thing. So if you're just collecting everything from tour. So we're trying to split things through. We'll have to wait to see the rest of the medals. And then, yeah, people want to see Cyclops, was it?
Yeah, Cyclops, and then we'll give her a day.
Unfortunately, on this account, I do not have Locust Drone set to unlock, so I actually will not be able to show it. Oh wait, hang on, I have 500 iron from Tor, so I can purchase the totem. Hang on, I'll just do it that way. Thankfully, this build had that on it. We've got a dev build, so because I don't have Cyclops, I can't see it. So we'll have to show you another time. Sorry, guys.
We can show it next week. I mean, or you guys will see it yourselves for next week. But there you go. So.
Yeah. We'll make sure we get you show you something, and I'll just double check what TU it's in. But we weren't planning to show Cyclops on stream, so we didn't get set up. These are new, fresh dev accounts for the purposes of the stream. So, but yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, this is good. Well, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Liam, for playing and helping set this up. As we know, we are all doing our social distancing part. So it was a bit of a thing to make it to happen. So I do appreciate everybody. We can't wait for Op 3 to drop on Tuesday. I can't wait to play Gridiron with you guys. I can't wait to hear your feedback. I think you guys are going to love it. It's a ton of fun. Remember, it's going to just come out in quick play out of the gate, allow us to sort of get some better information about you. So when we roll it out to ranked in the coming weeks, it'll become a better experience for all players. And then there's a whole bunch of quality of life improvements. We talked about some of them today, whether it's movements and the weapon balancing. We've got PvE stuff coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And then we've got our big patch notes coming on Monday, game updates on Tuesday. Don't forget that the update comes out, but you won't be able to actually access the update until about 2 hours after the fact due to sort of technical stuff on our side. Other than that, I think that's it. Liam, you got anything to add?
No, just if you're at home kind of isolating, thanks for doing your part, and hopefully Gears
flatten
is helping.
the curve, everybody. Flatten the curve.
Yeah, but also hopefully you guys are finding some enjoyment in Gears. I guess it's kind of one of the weirdly special moments is in this time when we're kind of limited on what we can do. Games are there for everybody, and we're kind of really excited that Op 3 didn't slip. Because of everything going on, and that we were able to bring it out. And I know I'm going to be playing the hell out of it, and it's going to give me a lot of my entertainment, when I'm kind of sat at home. So hopefully you guys love it, and if it's the same for you.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Have a good one, and we will hopefully see you guys next week. We're taking our Thursday streams on a week-by-week basis at this point. It should be easier for us to do, given next week it'll just be Liam and myself. We won't need to wrangle a whole bunch of people in the office to play, and we can play with you guys. Hopefully everything works that way.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
All right. Bye.